Broadcasting live from the Vegas Video Network studios, just steps from the Las Vegas Strip, it's Talktails! And now our host, she's our very own kaleidoscope of talent. What? It's Kelly Clinton!
Yeah! Oh, yeah! Thank you so much. What a lovely, warm, it's like a big fat hug from the crowd. Thank you so much for being here. You are watching Talktails on the Vegas Video Network. Oh, yeah! Oh, I love that. I can't get enough of it. I am your host, Kelly Clinton Holmes. That's not how it played out in my mind. All right, so I was told right before I started, be funny. Do you trust me? Okay, this guy goes on a job interview. You think I could tell this without saying a bad word? And remember, grandchild in the crowd, Scott, because you'll want to jump in and make it funnier. Guy goes in for a job interview. Big company, goes in, suit and tie, and he sits down and the employer says to him, so tell me a little bit about yourself. He says, well, I'll tell you right now. How should I say this, honey? I don't have, I'm too honest. That's one of my qualities. My biggest weakness. That's
okay,
it.
so far the jokes are going really well.
Well, actually, I'm Terry Fader without the dummy. Okay. So then he says, okay. So he says, one of my weakest qualities is that I'm too honest. And the employer says, well, I don't look at that. Don't do it. All right.
Okay, just whisper in your ear.
All right, okay. Let's start again.
Okay.
This is a
Guy
really
walks into a job interview. Guy walks into a job interview.
No, just whisper it.
Guy walks into
a job interview, right?
The interviewer says, "Tell me
the
your
interviewer says,
tell me your biggest weakness."
Tell me your biggest weakness.
Guy says.
The guy says, "Shh, quiet, say it quieter."
Okay.
So it's like coming from me naturally,
I'm too honest.
He says, "My biggest weakness is I'm too honest."
And the interviewer says.
And the interviewer says.
I don't consider honesty
He says,
a weakness.
I don't consider honesty a weakness. And the guy says, yeah, well, I don't give a crap what you think. Okay. Do I still have a show, Scott? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're so excited. And
Thank
not
you,
about
Clint
that comedy. And thank you so much, Clint Holmes. Yeah, he's not just a headliner. He is a caring soul that saves people in need. Our guest today is a gorgeous lady that actually just worked with my husband, Clint Holmes. And but she, for many years, was the star of Phantom, the Las Vegas Spectacular. She played the role of Christine, the ingenue. She's ageless. She's gorgeous. She has no wrinkles. I think I should reconsider this, having her as a guest today. Anyway, Kristen Hertzenberg is here today. Oh, look how beautiful she is. She has so many things coming up, some dates. You don't want to miss her. She's got a voice from heaven. Before we meet gorgeous Kristen. Damn, I mixed her roll up. I always call Erica Kane Erica, too. And she has a real name, too, doesn't she? Susan Lucci. That's right. Anyway, Kristen's coming right up, but I want you to meet our Talktails special, not one time only, but special filling in for Kenny Bowtie Daddy Davidson, who is in New York right now, enjoying the company of a beautiful lady. A special relationship. Anyway, he's not here right now, but we have musical director for Clint Holmes, and also working all over the world, doing charts for everybody, because he's such a great, what do you call it when you do an arranger? He's a great arranger. I don't think we're going to have any time to talk after this. Okay, because remember when I said, I got another joke before I introduced Jeff. It goes like this.
Are you kidding me?
I am kidding you. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest orchestra, Mr. Jeffery Neiman. Yes! He's working the camera and everything. Hi, Jeff. Oh, that was good. Hi, Jeff.
How's that?
You just had a beautiful weekend at the Smith Center, didn't you?
Outrageous weekend. It
What was the
great.
name of the show?
Beatles, Back Rack, and
You're wrong. We're going to have to bring back our live teleprompter guy.
Back Rack, Beatles. Is it that way?
Yes.
And beyond, on.
I got to tell you, you are amazing.
Thank you.
You are, and you're getting a lot of attention worldwide now.
Worldwide.
Because you really put everything you got into the arrangements, don't you?
Everything I have and some things I don't have.
He's like a mad scientist, right? You stay up through the night, and you don't eat or sleep, and
I just figure out new ways to trick your husband, Clint. That's all. That's my goal. Musically, that's all I do is say, yeah, here, learn this, and that's it.
Well, it all pays off. By the way, I do the same thing to him. But for different reasons. Anyway, bravo.
Thank you.
On this weekend.
Thank you.
And we got stuff coming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I would like to say hello to the man who put together the Vegas Video Network, Mr. Scott Whitney, ladies and gentlemen. Ta-da!
Oh, that's nice.
Hi, Scott.
Or as you're used to us talking, hello, Kelly.
I'm not going to do that to you this
I
time
know.
because I totally dorked out on the joke thing.
Yep.
So I will not make fun of you. I will only make fun of I'm humbled.
Can I just say I'm
Yes.
thrilled to have Jeff here. I think
I know.
he's one of the best arrangers I have ever heard.
I agree.
Wow.
Seriously. Yeah. People.
Thank you.
Stunning.
Clint Holmes, you're a very smart man. I have
He
to
is.
say. I mean, people are really they're like, who did the arrangements on that, man? And we're like, Kelly did. I mean, Jeff. I mean, just great. Scott?
Yes, what's been going on with you, Kelly?
Well, I'm still coming down from the Suncoast show.
Oh, yeah. The power.
I walk by my props every day and I say, we'll work together again.
I think you will.
It was so exciting. I had so much fun. But I will say that I did go to the show this weekend, which how come you weren't there?
Which show?
Clint's show at the Smith Center.
I was drinking.
I was drinking.
I was swimming.
Yeah. We had
You know what? That's a really good question for which I have no answer. Let's move on to something else.
Were you away?
Yes. Yes,
Boy,
I was.
this is so exciting.
I was
I'm
away.
hanging on your every word.
Well, I'm sorry.
Where were you?
Quit this. I don't like this.
What? I'm asking him about his life, and he likes.
Oh, for the
tell
love
us
of
about
God!
his-
I had to do some stuff for the show, for my show.
Oh, so you weren't on a trip and drinking fruity drinks?
I
by
was
a
drinking,
pool?
and I was on a trip to downtown.
Oh, okay. Anything we should know about?
Stay tuned next week for
Okay.
Living in Las Vegas. Scott goes downtown and talks about stuff.
All right. Well, then, and tomorrow you have your show, right?
That's right.
What time?
6 o'clock.
Living in Las Vegas. 6
That's right.
o'clock, streaming live right here on the Vegas
You
Video
betcha.
Network. Did we say hi to Jacob Cannon? over
Jacob
there,
Cannon.
Who also is such a big part of the show. We got to give him up. Hello, people. Okay. I have to tell you about another show that Clint and Jeff were a part of at the Smith Center in Reynolds Hall. Big show for the world press, right, Clint? World press. Everyone from all over the world was there.
We
That's
didn't get
what-
invited to that.
You know what? I snuck in the back, so it's not like I couldn't say, hey, I got a couple extra tickets. Actually,
No,
I did.
I'm world press. We're world press. Vegas
Well,
Video
it was
Network.
funny.
Anybody?
There were people with cameras there, notebooks. It wasn't like a fancy schmancy thing in the audience. They were all there for the story and to find out what's the best of Las Vegas. All the top acts in Las Vegas. For instance, Frankie Marino was there and his band, and they were terrific. Cirque du Soleil. Is that
Who
how you say
organized
that?
this? What was the?
Who organized it?
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Julie Gilday Schaefer is who called Clint and invited him to that, and she ran the whole thing.
And who is she?
I'm sure the Smith. Well, she's a very good friend of ours who has a company that provides entertainment for corporate events and all kinds of events. All I know is she ran it so perfectly. They were in and out. All of these big headline shows, and some of them had 100 people in each, like Cirque, right? There were a million people there for that act, and several others as well. And she ran it like this. And the host, our new friend Nick Weir, who is very big in the United Kingdom, television host, does a lot of things like that. Anyway, it was so exciting. I was backstage, and for us, Scott, are you listening?
Yeah,
Is this thing on?
I'm on. I'm listening.
Listen to me, dear.
This is good.
I really went for it as far as trying to get another guest for the show.
Oh, so you went hunting, did you?
I did. I
girl.
talked to Terry Fader and his wife Taylor, and they said, "Oh, it's great to see you. We'd love to have you come to the show." I go, "Oh, I'd love to come to the show, and I would love to have you on as a guest on Talktails."
And what did he say?
And he said, "I'm very busy."
You know, I've never liked his act.
No, but at least I worked it, and I said, I'll give you a little time, and then we'll talk. We'll come to the show.
Did he really say that?
Well, no, but he did in a way. He said he's working on so many different things, so it was kind of a way to say.
So he's not very nice, this
No,
Terry
he was
Fader.
very nice. He actually had a really, really deep, nice conversation. You know what? I'm talking too much. Oh, who else? Carrot Top was not there. But Clint.
So you probably got farther with him
But
than Terry Fader.
Jeff Molitz?
Who? No.
He works with Carrot Top.
Okay.
And he went to Clint's show, and I said, "Hey, I've been trying to reach you because I'd love to have Carrot." Is that what you call him?
Yeah.
I'd love to
Or
have
Scott.
Carrot on the show. And he said, "Oh, the show's about to start. I'll talk to you later." So I am working it for us, Scott. Also, Million Dollar Quartet, we're going to have some guests from that show and from Rock of Ages. But I got to tell you, one of my favorite shows ever was Phantom of the Opera. And like I said, Kristen played the part of Christine. And man, just a little piece of that Phantom of the Opera. Oh, she's so beautiful. I tried to call her as well to try to fill in for her sometime. I knocked on her door early one morning and I said, "In sleep, he sang to me, in dreams he came, that voice that calls to me and speaks my name." In my mind. Sing once again with me, that strange duet. Something. I shall regret. Go to the big part, Jeff. The Phantom of the. We'll be right back with Kristen Hertzenberg. Opera is there in my.
This is David Ivy from Pub Crawl. It's funny because David from. You should just leave it on. Hi, I'm David Ivy from Pub Crawl, and you're watching the Vegas Video Network. And scene.
I have to tell you that Kristen left. So I'll just sing some more for you. No. She did not leave. Without further ado, a beautiful singer, actress, ingenue, straight from the Smith Center only yesterday. Upcoming shows, we'll hear all about him. This is Kristen Hertzenberg. Yay! Oh my God.
That was so beautiful.
I thought you were going to say that was so
beautiful.
Different. Thank you. Thank you.
The mask was a little bit different.
Well, actually, I didn't tell you that Asia McCoy, our granddaughter, created the mask on the drive over to the show.
Well done, Asia.
Thank you.
Well done.
She said, "You want me to what?" Okay. So, Phantom. Can we start with Phantom because I mean that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Phantom of what we call it, the Las Vegas Spectacular.
With all the lights and the thing that falls down and
the thing and the
yeah.
And you played the lead.
Yeah.
Christine. For how many years?
Well, I started out as an understudy for the first year.
Then you killed the girl who played the role so you could get in?
Little Nancy Kerrigan thing.
No. Or perhaps you just left the show and you were How did it happen?
That's what happened. yeah, she left, and then I got a chance to give it a shot, and I got it.
Now,
so I moved up into the role.
Now, when you say you were an understudy, did you ever just get to go on a few times at least?
Yeah, many.
Okay. Oh, really? Because that's what happens is the voice is so delicate, right?
Yeah.
And people, I mean, sick happens or hoarse happens.
Especially here in Vegas, because a lot of people came in from other places for this show and were not used to this whole desert thing. And so it was like, dropping like flies all the time.
So where did you come from?
New York City.
New York! Wow!
Yeah.
So you auditioned there? Mm-hmm. And did you do the show in New York as well? Or did you audition for Las Vegas in New York?
Yep.
They flew you out, you're understudy, and then it was yours.
Yes.
What was it like being in such a big show that's so well known, and that role, that's the big role. I mean, there's only a few big roles, but
that was my dream role in life. Yeah. It was the first Broadway show I ever saw when I was 14. My parents took me to New York. I saw that. All my friends were singing Mariah Carey and Celine Dion songs, and I couldn't really sing like that. I was a classical girl, you know. But to go to see a Broadway show and see somebody singing kind of the way I did, it was just this like light bulb moment. Like I want to be her. So
was it hard to get into the mix of really getting the audition? Because I mean, I'm sure they do.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone's there for the role, right?
I think I went in for it, 10 times over 5 years or
really?
Something. Yeah. It took a long time. But I was really green in the beginning, and they were so nice. A lot of times, you know, you go in for an audition, you sing, and they're like, thank you.
Cold.
Next.
Cold, no expression.
Yes, and this wasn't that way at all. They were so lovely, like, come here, let me work with you. And they spent like 15 minutes with me in the very first audition. But I didn't book it for 5 more years after that. But still, they kept saying, do this, do that, go out, get some experience. And so then when it finally happened, it was just like,
that's so awesome.
dream come true.
Do they know you when you come back to audition after you've auditioned? Do they remember you? Is it in their records?
Yeah, well, they have your headshot and your resume. They probably like write notes on it, you know.
Is it
too young, come back in a year, or whatever.
So the Kristen file.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So now, when you go in, do they accompany you, or do you bring a different song? Do you sing the music of that show you're auditioning for?
Yes, eventually. The first time I went in, it was one of those cattle calls, you know, like 500 girls or something like that, all wearing the same dress, basically. Right. And so I brought an opera aria, and like, I don't know, that's what I was. That's all I had. I think I sang something in Italian for the first audition. They were probably like, what are you doing? But then they give you the music after that. So, you know, when you go in after that, I sang Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again, and that stuff. And then, but the big thing they want to know is if you can act, you know?
And you
So you have to do a lot of scenes in the auditions. And
so they have another actor, or do they just read? Because I've been to a few, not a lot, but where they'll read from the chair or the table there where they're kind of lined up, or like you have another actor.
I've done it both ways, but for this it was a reader in a chair. Yeah, I kind of like that better because you don't. It's tough when you're in an audition environment, you know what I mean, with another actor and trying to. Like, you don't know if they want you to touch them, and it's awkward.
Oh, I say just go ahead and touch them no matter what. That's the way I live. Just touch them. So that's so exciting. So you did a few shows before that, though, like when they said come back after you've had some experience. What were some of your other experiences?
Well, I spent almost 2 years on the road with the musical Hair, which like couldn't be further from opera or Phantom of the Opera. I was a hippie. You know, Hair.
Yeah, absolutely. It is completely different. But when I actually saw you this weekend with Clint, you did a couple of different numbers. But I could see that even though there was this beautiful classical voice, there was some down and dirty in there too. Really, there really was. What was the song that you sang in Clint's show as your solo?
It's called "They Just Keep Moving the Line."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said it was on
Smash.
Smash.
I remember watching Smash, and I was kind of falling asleep. I think that song came on. I was like, "Whoa, what is happening right now?" Yeah.
Hello. I mean, it was a belter, and your voice just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and digging, soulful. So when she says classical and all that, she's got it all. That's why you were able to do those other shows. So you prefer the operatic.
Not necessarily.
What's your fave? You don't have a fave.
I know. I love so many things, but I love soulful voices. I really do. And I love singer-songwriters, and that's the stuff I listen to and sing when I'm on my own. But the stuff people hire me to sing is always something else, you know?
Okay, I see. So you like to stretch out and do all those other things.
I like to, yeah.
What about Phantom, before we move on from Phantom? Last night, on the Tony Awards, thought of you because I know you must know every show that was up for an
I
award.
wish I'd seen every show. I got to get out there and see them.
But you've seen a few of them, but they did a special honoring Hal Prince was there. And how many years has Phantom been around?
Oh, man. They just had the 25th anniversary last year. Yeah, big, beautiful production in London. And Sierra Boggess, who was our original Christine, she played Christine in that production. She and Lloyd Webber like this.
Oh, like this, huh? Well, see, that was one of the things that he mentioned, Hal Prince, was that the show's been around about 25 years, and that they have a big orchestra in the pit, right? They've got like 28.
25 or 28, something like that, yeah.
So where they're often having to save and make it smaller and use tracks, they still honor the live musicians.
Yeah, I love that.
I like it when the musicians are alive.
I do too.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's just that's what it was all built on, right?
Yeah.
So what was okay, give me some of your highlights of the Tonys. What were some of the things that you got thrilled about?
That opening number killed me. In fact, I watched it again on YouTube today.
Say the name of our host that I keep.
Mr. Neil Patrick Harris.
Harris.
He's so cute.
Did you guys watch the Tonys? It was so great.
It was epic, that opening number. I mean, just epic. It was insane. You remember when they had the hoop and he jumped through the hoop?
Yeah, he was Cirque last night.
It was crazy.
He hopped through just about this big. Oh no, my arms. Yuck.
I would have been
But it was about this big, and he broke through the paper.
Yeah.
You know, feet, hands, and landed right on his feet. And how about when he disappears? They did like a...
Yeah, they did an illusion.
An illusion.
Right? That's what you call it, right?
Yes, absolutely. An illusion.
I don't know how they did that.
And he goes...
Like with a jetpack or something to the back of the theater.
And all of a sudden he was in the, a mile away. I thought about it. What do you think? I thought he ran.
Yeah, because you could tell when he was singing after that, he was kind of out of breath.
Well, hardly. But I think there was maybe a golf cart involved. I don't know.
Had to have been, right?
Yes, I'm sure. But how about the moment of Leslie Uggams? Do you remember that moment? Maybe you weren't watching. Maybe you were getting some more Chinese food.
Tell me.
Or was that just us eating Chinese?
Tell me. I had spaghetti, actually.
Leslie Uggams. Oh, that's why you don't remember.
Cicely
All right, check,
Tyson.
please. I'm out. Bad host. Replace me again. I said Leslie Uggams, didn't I? Cicely Tyson. Okay, now you know.
That was a dress. That was a dress.
That was a dress. It was.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
What about what she said, though? About Leslie Uggams. No. Okay, Leslie wasn't there, but Cicely Tyson.
I want to know what you thought about that moment.
All right.
First.
First of all, she's how old? 96 years? 98?
No,
88?
really? Whoa.
Is that so? Okay, she's in her late 80s. And so it was like,
it took
a little slow, it took a minute, and then they did the wrap up on her.
Right.
They say wrap it up, and she said, and the music started. Try it, Jeff. It's just, they want me to wrap it up. And that's what you've done for me.
Yes.
You've wrapped it all up. And now I can go on with another Tony. I'd also like to say, no. But it was so elegant. Okay, all right, so pretty.
I'm so glad I asked you to talk about that. Oh my, that was brilliant.
So it was fabulous, the Tonys, right?
Yes.
How exciting is it for you after all these years aspiring to be an actress and then becoming an actress, singer? So do you want a Tony?
Oh, that would be great, but.
But.
Well, you have to be so very devoted, and I am so very devoted, but I'm really devoted to my little girl, too, and things are really comfortable here, and so in order to get a Tony, I'd have to move back to New York.
See, that's honest. I love it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I have time.
You absolutely do have time. And
it's not like, I got to go and get a Tony right now. I'm more like, I got to get her into a good kindergarten program. You know?
See, that's a good goal, and you can win that goal. Now, you're married to another person who's a creative soul. Tell us about Dana.
Dana is the best guy in the whole wide world, truthfully. Clint, and we were just talking about it. He's such a good man.
And what
That's
does he
all
do?
I have to say. No, he's
Tell him what he does, because he's here in town. He's a
He
presence
does
here.
8 million things, honestly, but he owns an art gallery and home of visual awesomeness called Tasty Space downtown. That's really what it's called,
That's
home
great.
of visual awesomeness. Yeah. So he opened that
Tasty
up a little
Space.
over a year ago. It's very tasty.
What's there?
He's got 2 spaces now. So one is fine art, and there's a show in there at the moment that's a mixture of fantastic local artists.
So
Really
he
beautiful.
brings in the artist, and he's an artist himself, though, too, right?
He is, yeah. But he went to art school, and he has an art background, but the majority of his career has been spent in advertising. So, he worked for big, huge agencies in Boston and New York, and did that grind with the late night deadlines and all that. And then he finally one day went, I want to be my own boss.
Yeah. And he
So
did
he
it.
started freelancing, and sorry.
No, I'm sorry. It was our mosquito.
And he and it worked out well.
So he's
for him.
doing that, and you have a beautiful daughter, and how old is she?
4.5.
4.5. So you're juggling, both of you, career and raising this beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And
We're trying to find that balance.
the
every
balance.
day.
The balance is tough. So you're doing a lot of different projects. Like I said 500 times, you just performed at the Smith Center with Clint Holmes. It
Best
was
weekend
great.
ever, by the way. Best weekend ever. I really just
Yeah? Why? Tell us why. I know why, but you tell us why.
because it is not every day. I mean, we hear singers every day. In Las Vegas, we hear singers all the time. But it's not every day that you hear somebody and witness and experience somebody interpreting a song the way that your husband interprets a song. And it's like a master class.
Yeah.
Sitting in that room and watching that. And I got to watch it 3 times.
know,
You too.
and
It was
I
just,
know
I learned so much from it. And then I got to sing with them and that band and this guy.
And that guy.
I mean,
over
come
there.
on. Like,
It was very special.
it was the best.
And see, he feels the same way. We've heard you sing a few times when, we saw Phantom of the Opera, but at the Composer Showcase, which is such a great thing here in Las Vegas. They're also doing that now at the Smith Center. It's had a few homes, and now it's really found it's
come a long
place.
way.
It's come. It was just in little dive bars at
Yeah.
first, and Keith Thompson put this together. So a lot of the show kids, they call them, from all the shows, come and share original music, either singing the composer that's there that night, singing, and you've done that several times. You've done music of Keith Thompson and a few of your favorites, right?
Yeah.
So that is so special, and we've heard you, and we said, wow, she's great. The last couple times Clint heard you, he said, I have to sing with her. She's really special.
Lucky
so,
for me.
So it's a mutual admiration club. So we have a live chat question
Whoa.
right now. Are you ready for that?
I hope
Put
so.
your seatbelt on. What do we got, Scott?
Bill wants to know, is Kristen actively gigging now? And if not, is she looking to do so?
More gigs on the horizon.
Yes, yes, and yes. Do you want to talk about that right now?
Absolutely. Want to talk about the show coming up? Go do it in the order of the dates.
Okay. Where am I?
Right here, baby. There.
Bill?
There.
Is it Bill? It's Bill. Hey, Bill. Yes. First thing is Clint and I are going to sing with the Las Vegas Philharmonic on the 4th of July. That's going to be in Reynolds Hall at the Smith Center, and I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a whole like day-long event for the community. They're going to have things going on in the lawn out in front of the Smith Center starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the concert's at 7:30. And
At Reynolds Hall, right?
in Reynolds Hall, yep. And then they're going to have fireworks, but the people who stay outside will still be able to hear the concert inside. They're going to play it on speakers for the people out there. And then likewise, for the fireworks, they're going to show that on a video inside the hall for the people that want to stay in the hall. So
Oh, how
it's
cool
like
is that?
interactive and
Well, that's exciting.
yeah. So that's gig number 1.
July 4th.
And then I'm super excited because July 20th, which is actually my wedding anniversary, I'm going to sing this soulful singer-songwriter stuff that we were talking about.
Some of your favorites?
Yeah, I put together my own show, which I've been wanting to do for a really long time. And it's
Great.
intimidating, but I'm so excited about it. I can't wait just to sing all the stuff that I want to sing, you know?
So what are some of the artists that you grew up admiring and some of the songs that you've chosen?
I love Bonnie Raitt.
Me too.
Love Bonnie Raitt. And I love, there's this woman named Liz Wright. She's a jazz singer, and I just stumbled upon her at this great place in New York called Joe's Pub. When I was there a few years ago, and she was singing, and she just, I mean, it was one of those, it's like seeing Clint, you know? You just sit there and like your jaw hits the floor. And so I've been a big fan of hers, so I'm going to steal some of her stuff.
Yeah, well,
and there'll be a little Ray Charles, there'll be some Indigo Girls. It's going to be a real mix, all kinds.
And so it's just you, right?
Me and 6 people in my band.
6 band members.
Yeah.
So
I have
rhythm
an
section?
awesome band.
Yeah? Who you got? You want to say their names?
Yeah, of course. Well, first of all, I called my friend Benjamin D. Hale, who plays Johnny Cash in $1 Million Quartet.
Oh, great.
He was in Phantom with me. And so he's great because he's really entrenched in this musical theater world, but he's a guitar player and he plays in a lot of bands, and I knew he'd be able to help me put this together, so I called him. He's going to sing some stuff on the show too, but he got Martin Kay, who plays Jerry Lee Lewis in $1 Million Quartet.
Wow.
He's going to be on keys.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Where are you doing this big show?
It's not a big show. That's the funny thing. It's
You didn't hear all the stuff you just said. It's big, baby.
It's going to be at the Art Square Theater, which seats about 80 people.
Okay.
It's going to be an intimate little thing.
Well,
with this big band.
This is quite a treat for us, though, because we get to hear, let your hair down.
Well, thanks.
By the way, the hair's really working for you. Go on. Who else?
Thanks.
Is in the group?
Okay. So there's this new guitarist in town named Pablo Gada.
I know Pablo. He's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
We got him.
He's terrific.
We got George Bryant on drums.
Oh, great.
We got Joel Ferguson on pedal steel.
Ooh.
And banjo and mandolin.
You got a dream team here.
I got a dream team. And Mikey Heishi, I think I said his last name wrong, but he's the bass player in $1 Million Quartet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. So what night of the week is this? I know it's July.
It's a Saturday. It's
July
a Saturday
20th.
night, July 20th at 7 o'clock.
Say the name of the venue one more time.
Art Square Theater.
Art
so you know
Square
that bar
Theater.
Artifice?
Sure.
It's like Maine and Charleston.
You know, I just lied on camera.
I noticed. I could tell. I saw the cue.
I twitched. But yeah, I know that place. Sure.
Anyway, Art Square Theater is the home of their resident theater company is Cockroach Theater. They've had a great season this year. They do wonderful things, and so I'm going to invade their space.
Oh, this
and it's
is great.
right there, Maine and Charleston.
That is great.
But all the info will be on my website in about a week.
What website? I'm sure we have shown the website before. Say the name of the website.
KristenHertzenberg.com. Yeah.
See, I called mine KellyClinton.com just so I'd remember.
Yeah, it's helpful.
It's very helpful. Who wants to hear this beautiful lady sing? So we can forget about the singing that happened in the beginning of the show.
No.
You take that and fix it. So everybody, we have to check out the website. I know we got July 4th, Smith Center, and we just heard all about the July 20th. Any other dates?
There's one more, yeah.
One more.
August 1st at the Mad Greek Cafe.
Oh, cool.
This is going to be really different for me, but I'm going to jump in with the Tyler Williams Trio. And do some jazz tunes.
Oh, that
And
sounds
I don't know what
great.
else I'm going to do. I may add some other things to the mix, but that one's going to be free, so that's kind of cool.
Okay.
People who don't want to pay to see me sing can come to
me. No, we got to have them come to the show where you're doing your stuff, and then they're going to love you and come to more. So do something fabulous for us, and thank you so much for being my guest.
Thanks for having me.
And you were terrific this
weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jeffery Neiman.
All right. Jeffery Neiman. Little Mama Cass. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty-night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be, dream a little dream of me. Stars fading but I linger on, dear, still dreaming of you. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me.
Thank you so much, KristenHertzenberg.com. Check her out for her schedule.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey Neiman. Thank you, Scotty, Jacob, Clint.